Namaste friends, my name is Amit Garg. Welcome to my channel Vedic Astro Amit. Today I'm going to talk about the specific mantra that each of the rising signs can chant during the solar eclipse, the big solar eclipse coming up on April 8th. And I've already made a video on some do's and don'ts and how that may impact each of the 12 rising signs. You can check out that video here. The link is on your screen. And but this one will quickly talk about specific mantra you can do during this eclipse. Please share with your friends. And so we'll go one by one, each of the rising signs, and just talk about the specific mantra. So this eclipse is taking place in Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, so then you have to see where Pisces it falls in your chart. So if you're Aries rising, Pisces will be in your 12th house. So the eclipse is taking place in your 12th house. And this is the mantra, the Dwadash Akshari, the 12-syllable mantra for Lord Vishnu. It's Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this is the 12-syllable mantra specifically for the 12th house, because eclipse is taking place in your 12th house for Aries rising. Next one, Taurus rising. This eclipse, it's taking place in your 11th house. 11th house being the sign of Pisces. So this April eclipse is taking place there. Now, also remember, I put this at the bottom also, that the energy of the eclipse may last for up to 6 months. So you can chant this mantra for several months, not just on April 8th. The mantra for Taurus is Lakshmi Gayatri mantra. 11th house is for financial gains. So this is the mantra for wealth. Om Mahalakshmi cha vidmahe Vishnu Patni cha dhimahi tanno Lakshmi prachodayat. Om Mahalakshmi cha vidmahe Vishnu Patni cha dhimahi tanno Lakshmi prachodayat. Again, you can chant this mantra for several months from the date of eclipse, or even a few weeks before the eclipse, starting now. Next is the Gemini rising. So if you're Gemini rising, Pisces is your 10th house. So the eclipse is taking place in your 10th house. And this is the specific mantra you can chant for career, for your profession. And you can chant this mantra for several months, even after the date of eclipse, because the energy of the eclipse lasts for several months. So the mantra is Om Shri Venkateshwaraya Namaha. Om Shri Venkateshwaraya Namaha. Next is the Cancer rising. For Cancer rising, this eclipse is taking place in your 9th house, in the sign of Pisces. And so you can chant this mantra, the Guru mantra. 9th house represents our gurus. And you can chant this mantra for several months after the eclipse as well, because the energy of the eclipse lasts for several months, up to 6 months. So the mantra, there are a couple of mantras. These are the two examples I've given here. You can choose any other Guru mantra as well. The very simple one, Om Gurave Namaha. Om Guruve Namaha. The other one is the Bij mantra, Om Gram Grim Gram Sah Guruve Namaha. Om Gram Grim Gram Sah Gurave Namaha. Next is Leo rising. Eclipse taking place in Pisces on April 8th, but the energy of the eclipse lasts for several months, so you can chant these mantras for several months even after the date of eclipse. Now for Leo rising, the eclipse is taking place in your 8th house. Again, watch the other video I mentioned, I made for eclipse, how the energy is going to be for each of the 12 signs, but this is specifically what mantra you can chant. This is the 8-syllable mantra, the 8 Akshari mantra for the 8th house, especially for the 8th house. So this goes Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. So this is the mantra for 8th house for Leo rising. For Virgo rising, the eclipse will be taking place in your 7th house of relationships, in the sign of Pisces on April 8th. But you can chant this mantra for several months after the eclipse as well. The mantra is for Ma Gauri, the mother Gauri, goddess Gauri. She grants us a wonderful, happy married life. The mantra is Om Sarva Mangal Mangalye शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते. Once again, Om Sarvamangal Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Okay, so that's the mantra for Virgo. For Libra rising, eclipse is taking place in your sixth house in the sign of Pisces on April 8th, but the energy of the eclipse lasts for several months. So you can chant this mantra for several months after the date of eclipse as well. Now, sixth house, the big thing with sixth house is um, obstacles. Uh, there are many things that relate to sixth. You can choose some other mantras also, but to remove obstacles, you can do any Ganesh mantra. This is one simple Bij mantra for Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And you can choose, as I mentioned, some other mantras for health or for your job, things like that, for Libra rising. Scorpio rising. Eclipse is taking place in your fifth house in the sign of Pisces on April 8th. But the effect of eclipse lasts for several months. You can chant these mantras for several months after April as well. Now, fifth house, the primary thing is our children. Okay, and Shitala Mata. Shitala Mata, there are lots of temples for Shitala Mata. So you can just do, you can worship Shitala Mata going to the temple, offer milk and rice, sweet rice, which people offer. And this is the simple mantra you can chant for Mother Shitala Mata. Om Shitalayai Namaha. Om Shitalayai Namaha. Next is Sagittarius Rising. Eclipse will be taking place in your fourth house in the sign of Pisces on April 8th. This is a total solar eclipse on Amavasya. And the energy of the eclipse lasts for several months. You can chant this mantra for up to 6 months after the eclipse. Now, a fourth house, one of the primary things is our place of residence. So this is the mantra for Vastu Purush. The mantra goes like this. Namaste Vastu Purushaya Bhushaya Bhirat Prabho Madgriham Dhanadhanyadi Samriddhim Kuru Sarvada. Again, Namaste Vastu Purushaya Bhushaya Bhirat Prabho Madgriham Dhanadhanyadi Samriddhim Kuru Sarvada. Okay, so that's for Sagittarius. Now, this is the prayer for the third house for Capricorn rising. Third house is our courage. So this is the mantra for solar eclipse taking place in the sign of Pisces, which happens to be your third house for Capricorn rising. Eclipse will be on April 8th, but the effects of eclipse last for several months after the eclipse. So you can chant this for several months, up to 6 months after the date of eclipse. So the mantra is for Ma Durga. And this is because third house represents courage. Om Dum Durgayai Namaha. Om Dum Durgayai Namaha. Next is Aquarius. For Aquarius rising, the eclipse is taking place in your second house in the sign of Pisces on April 8th. And the effects of eclipse last for several months. You can watch this or chant this mantra for up to 6 months after the eclipse. And second house, it denotes our family in general. And so this is the mantra that we're saying to the universe that the whole world is our family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is the simple saying, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Okay, next is Pisces risings, of course, the big solar eclipse taking place in your Lagna, in your first house, very important. It affects the whole chart. And especially the first house is our intellect, our self. And so this is a mantra to Ma Gayatri, to Savitur, to illuminate our intellect. And may we always have the wisdom to do the right thing or make the right choices in life. And again, this is very important for Pisces. The energy of the eclipse takes place, that can last for several months after the eclipse. So you can chant Gayatri Mantra for up to 6 months after the eclipse for blessings. And so this is specifically for Lagna. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Again, Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha tat savitur varenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yo nah prachodayat. So these were the mantras for each of the 12 rising signs you can chant during the eclipse. Very, very powerful. If you chant during the eclipse, it makes it 1,000 times more powerful. But also, the energy of the eclipse lasts for several months, so you can chant it for the next 6 months or so. All right, so that's, and you can also watch the other video, the full-length video, how eclipse may impact each of the 12 rising signs. And thanks for watching.